All right. So I have recently made the decision to pause dating because I just don't want no distractions right now. I don't want any distractions. So I paused my Hinge profile and yeah, it's been the journey. I've learned a lot about myself in just the short time that I've made the decision to stop. What what is going on? What is going on? What is going on with my body? We're just gonna sit here. I'm just gonna do this. I don't know how to be. So I recently made the decision to stop dating. Before I was dating and I was like, I can achieve my goals and still date. Just it's about all about boundaries and it's all about, all these different things, which yes, valid. But I realized that I'm also at a point where I'm not emotionally available. I'm not emotionally available. I had to ask myself because last week, after I had already made the decision to stop dating, I got the urge to go back on the app. I got the urge to go back on the apps. I got the urge to just be like, I want to go on a date. I want to flirt. I want to da 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 da. Right? And there's nothing wrong with any of that, but I had to ask myself, what's happening? What's at play right now? Because I knew that there was a cycle that was at play. I just couldn't see it clearly, and there was a part of me that was like, am I just is this my perfectionism at play? Am I not allowing myself to have fun? Am I, you know, not allowing myself to just like let loose and just have fun and be free? But then I had to think to myself, why is your only idea of fun dating? Why can't you have fun outside of the idea of going out on dates or engaging with somebody romantically or flirting or whatever, right? And I was like, oh, okay, yes, that's a question that needed to be asked. Um, and it caused me to like sit back and think to myself, like, why is that my it's not my only idea of fun, but in that moment it was. It was like I want to have fun, you know what I mean? And I think, some women that I've seen on social media have talked about like the point you get in your journey when you are protecting your peace and you're celibate, and you get to the point where you've protected your peace so hard that now you're a little bored. And I've talked to my therapist about it, about, accepting that there will be moments of boredom. And that doesn't mean that I am doing anything wrong or that anything around me is wrong. It's just that I'm still getting used to peace. Still getting used to peace when for so long I have been addicted to the chaos. And it's not even necessarily addicted to the chaos. It's mostly just the dopamine that you get from the chaos, the thrill. It's all about dopamine at the end of the day. Keep it scientific. That's how my brain works. It's all about dopamine at the end of the day. It's just about when I'm bored and I'm like, oh, I want to go on a date. I want to flirt. I want to da da da. It's just about the thrill. It's just about the thrill of going out on a date with somebody that you're attracted to, the chemistry that could be had, the anticipation that could be had, the little games that could be played, the cat and mouse, all of that shit, right? It's fun. That is fun. That is fun. But it's the dopamine that I get from that. So it's like, okay, now that I know that and I'm aware of that, what are some other ways that I can now trigger dopamine within myself? For the last couple of months, I was taking salsa classes, and that definitely did help. that definitely did help. And I was watching a video the other day, and it was about flow state and how to trigger flow state and all these different things. And dopamine came up, and he was talking about dopamine and how you can trigger it in your brain. It's just like start trying new things, taking risks, etc., etc. So it's like, okay, just try something new. Salsa class was something new for me. I did it for a couple of months. I stopped because as I started to advance, because you advance every month, you take the beginner class for 1 month, you take the next level class for another month, and then you keep advancing. The more advanced I got, the more I was like, this is not fun. This is no longer fun. Now my brain is starting to like try to take it too serious. And the whole reason and the whole point of it was to just have fun, not to try and now become a world class salsa dancer. No. So I stopped. And I've been thinking about getting into ceramics. I've been thinking about starting like going to like a pottery class because I've been really interested in that. And I'm also interested in doing something that I could also like take something home with me. Going to a pottery class and also being able to leave it like a little mug or a bowl or something that I could always have to remind me like, oh yeah, I did that. Um, but yeah, I am no longer dating. I let that go because I really want to channel all of my energy and all of my focus into myself. I have never done that before, like ever. And I think that because I've decided to do this, it's so weird how the universe works. It's like because I've decided to stop dating, all of the signs that love is coming or that love is around, they get louder. Um, but I also think that that also has to do with my subconscious mind and like what I'm like looking for subconsciously because you it's like when you break up with somebody and you start seeing the type of car they drive everywhere, everywhere. You start seeing that that's because that's what your mind is focused on. So because I've stopped dating, my mind is a little more focused on like why are we letting this go? What are we doing? Like da 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 da. We're used to this. This is what we like. Um, so I've been seeing a lot of like dating, like I don't know, things about love, things about dating, just like things that really, I'll say this. I've been seeing a lot of things that are allowing me to understand what it is that I want out of love and what it is that I want in a relationship, out of a relationship. Um, so that I guess when time is right, I'm able to better discern who to keep around, who to let go of, et cetera, et cetera. Because it's like you gotta have that type of discernment when you're dating. And for a long time, I did not have that type of discernment. I was ignoring red flags left and right, up and down, around and around, honey. I was ignoring all the red flags because there was something within me that lacked. It's because I lacked self love and self worth and self esteem. I had low self worth, low self esteem. So when you ignore red flags and you hold on to a person despite knowing that that's not actually really what you want, or it's not really, it doesn't feel good, or something feels off, it's because there's something in you that believes that you don't deserve better. There's something within you that believes that you don't, you're not going to be able to find better or attract better. So you're like, I don't want to let go of this because what if I can't find better? So that's really why I had to stop dating, because you got to heal that shit. And it's not to say, and I don't want it to come off as like, victim blaming or anything like that, but like, let's just be real about it. Let's be motherfucking real about it. And it comes from trauma. Obviously, it's not like I'm mad at myself for um, ignoring red flags or choosing, quote unquote, choosing the wrong people in the past. I am just able to now objectively, I was able to come at it from an angle of curiosity instead of an angle of judgment and shame. I don't feel shame about it. I'm just aware of it now. And now that I'm more aware of it, I'm able to make different choices moving forward, right? That's how you learn your lessons. That's how you break cycles. So, because I'm aware that there's something in me that lacked um, self esteem, self worth, and instead of giving it to myself, giving that love that I crave so deeply to myself, um, I was looking for it in other people. And it's a childhood thing. You know, if you don't get the love that you need and the nurturing that you need in childhood, you will go and look for it elsewhere and not learn that you are meant to give it to yourself first. So, yeah, I'm not dating anymore. And, last week when I had that urge to just date, just be like, I want to go on a date. I want to do the things. It was like, it was that cycle. And if you're not aware of yourself, aware of how it can show up, then you can fall back into that cycle and it'll just start right back over. It'll start right back over. You'll start dating. The things will happen. Then you're like, I don't want to date anymore. And then you'll get that urge because now you're losing the dopamine. Your body's like, I want that dopamine. You have to replace it. And the video that I was watching about dopamine, he said like after a breakup, um, the easiest thing that you can do to kind of like get that dopamine back that you have basically now depriving yourself of because you were so attached to the person that you were with is to go skydiving. So in my mind, I'm like, shit, maybe I need to go skydiving, bitch. And what is it? August now? It's been about 7.5 months of me being single after having gotten out of a relationship that I was in for on and off for like 8 years. 8 long on and off years of being with this one person. So yeah. And now I'm at a point now where I'm like, I'm not gonna be dating. I'm not gonna be dating. But while I was dating a little bit ago, I learned that I learned more about what I want, what I don't want, what I like, what I don't like. Um, and there are some great people out there. There are some really great people out there. But I've also learned that you can get exactly what you want. Like obviously there's no perfect people, there's no perfect person, there's no perfect relationship. But like you do not have to compromise your standards for anybody. Because the more you compromise your standards, the more you lower your standards for people, the more you close yourself off to what you really want. You got to let them people go so that you can make room for the people that you want who do hit all your standards to come in. So, yes, I'm no longer dating. I'm replacing the dopamine that I got from dating with finding things that I enjoy, trying new things, salsa classes, ceramics. Um, I don't fucking know. Skydiving, maybe one day. I'm sure I could go find a skydiving place and do it. Um, but there's something wrong with you if you come to the conclusion that you know you have low self-esteem or you have low self-worth because of the patterns that you've displayed within relationships. You just look at it, you observe it, you come from an angle of curiosity and not judgment or shame because that's how you are able to hold it. If you come from an angle of shame and judgment, you're not able to hold it for too long. You look at it and you're like, ugh, that makes me feel bad. I don't like that. Instead of coming from an angle of curiosity and an angle of love, you hold it and you're like, I get it. I get it. Based on all the information that I have, based on the data, because I have a very analytical brain, based on the data, based on your experiences in your childhood, it makes sense that this is something that is within me. It's not good or bad, it just is. And it does not serve me. It no longer serves me. It served me at one point, but it no longer serves me. But I'm grateful to my past self for getting myself to this point. And now I can let that go and move differently as I move forward. So, yeah, no longer dating. I get the urge all the time. I see the I see the clips of Whitley and Dwayne, and I'm just like, I want to be that. I want that. And I see all the the videos of men. They're talking about the woman is the prize and all these different things. I'm like, God, whenever it's time, because I'm on God's timing. I'm on God's timing. Whenever it's time, I'll be ready.